What's this? Could it be confirmation that Matt Reeves, the Batman, will join the DCU? Well, let's take a look. So Josh Horowitz caught up with Matt Reeves outside the Golden Globes and asked him, well, quite a few questions, but particularly about Batman, DCU, and all that stuff, because it's been going around. So I asked him, hey, what about your Batman joining the DCU? And so Reeves said, it really comes down to whether or not it makes sense. What's been great is that there was a story that I wanted to tell that we're calling the Epic Crime Saga, which is the thrust of what we wanted to do. It's been important to me to be able to play that out. James and Peter have been really, really great about that, and they're letting us do that. That's not a no to the question. See, that's the main kicker here. And he talks about, well, how would it make sense? And, of course, that's a good point. I mean, of course, again, the Batman is in a very grounded world. The follow-up of the Penguin series, same thing. It's all very realistic. It looks like something that could actually happen in the world we know. And so how do you take something fantastical like Superman and put him in that world? Had this been a full-on plan and had time to plan it out, then they could have said, well, the Flash movie really changed everything, and this would have been the model. But they were throwing things at the wall, and they didn't have time, and so on and so forth. That still, it would have given a narrative. But then again, people who only were interested in Batman movies would have seen the Batman, and then they come to the next one, and it's like, wow, there's like news reports sitting around, the offices and whatnot in the Batman movie with Superman flying around. What the hell is this? Not having seen The Flash either or any of that kind of stuff. So, but shared universe, you're going to get that sort of thing. So he continued on. He says, what the future brings, I can't really tell you. I have no idea right now, except that my head is down now about getting the Batman Part 2 shooting and to make it something really, really special, which is, of course, the most important thing. So obviously some things were going around behind the scenes. I think the Penguin show was a huge factor in Reeves' favor because it's infinitely superior to the Batman. The Batman I didn't care for, but the Penguin show was excellent. And the follow-up on that, I would have thought you would want to hit the ground running, but that's not the case. But now you got to consider this business of merging DCU with Matt Reeves' Batman. And with him not giving an outright denial to this, because then Horowitz pressed him about it again, and as Gunn decides they really want Robert Pattinson as the DCU Batman, Gunn said, did he say, nah, not happening? No, he said, I don't know. We'll have to see where that goes. So, it's not a flat-out no to it. So you can't help but conclude that things are afoot on that, and that they would decide it's just the easiest to just go ahead and say he's the Batman of the DCU because it's just easier that way. And despite the delays, the clock's ticking. This is supposed to be this 10-year plan that Superman starts off, and they're gonna. But by the time you get to your Batman, if you keep delaying the Batman, you get Batman number 2. Even if you can get it out by 2027. Well, all right, that's still pushing it. And you still don't have a Batman for the DCU overall. You got to have Batman. I mean, he's like what Spider-Man is to Marvel for DC. So you got to have him there. You can't just wait forever. Now, Marvel managed to pull something off with characters most people didn't know and that sort of thing, and that's great and all. But that was only because they didn't have film right control over it. Sony had it, so Marvel couldn't do it, and then Disney, when they took it, they still to this day don't have it. They worked out a deal, but Warner always had Batman. They could have been doing this a long time ago. So it's funny how that works out. But to sit there and not make use of him, but have this competing franchise to compete with your DCU franchise, and then hopefully wrap that up for Batman Part 3. which would be even further down the road. You got to wait that long before you get a Batman Brave and the Bold movie. You know, merging it, logically speaking, is the easier option about what to do. Now, the movie, in my opinion, wasn't that great. It made some money, but it didn't make the money they wanted it to. But then the Penguin Show was really good. There's interest in it. There's an audience for this version of Batman. So, you know, you tweak this and tweak that and just say, well, he's in this really gritty Gotham crime-ridden city, and it's like that. And, you know, during the Riddler attack and Penguin taking over the crime world and all that, this Superman stuff just wasn't in the news at the time. I guess that's how they can achieve that. How do you make it make sense? Well, my guess is they're going to try to do just that. But wait a minute, slow down. There's Andy Muschietti, who weighs in on this, you know, because earlier the rumors weren't looking so great. His movie, which he was supposed to be the director for Brave and the Bold, was also delayed, not just Batman Part 2. So, and then he was saying, well, I think I'm going to write this sci-fi movie I want to do. So, you know, it was looking like, is he on the way out? Possibly blaming him for the failure of The Flash, which I don't think he deserves the blame for that. There were so many other factors there going against it that the poor movie never had a chance. Plus, it was butchered and changed this way and changed that way and then put out unfinished, you know? Most of that, if not all, is not on him. But anyway, you know, he probably gets some of the blame for it. But his response to all of this was, there is a Batman that, as everyone knows, will belong to the new DCU. Matt Reeves' Batman is pretty clearly not part of this new universe. However, Warner and DC are continuing with the second part of Reeves' Batman. The second part, as everyone knows, has also been delayed to 2027 or something like that. No, it's 2027. The Brave and the Bold will take some time before it comes out. It would be absurd to release two Batman movies at the same time. Well, yeah, that's the problem with these constant delays, you know? What DC is doing is working on a plan so that the two movies don't overlap. And they won't if it's all the same. As for my participation in the movie, for now, there are good intentions. There are intentions. Yeah. They want me to do it. I want to do it. I want to make the movie. So that's his statement on this. But I the way Matt Reeves, because the whole thing was that Matt Reeves nixed the idea of merging the two. That now he wanted to keep it separate. And there he seems very open to it. And, well, we just got to figure that out, you know. And, hell, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Muschietti comes in here and says, no, that's not happening. They'll remain separate, you know. I'm not so certain about that. It could be you get Batman Part 2. It's got some Easter eggs in it reflecting that it is in the DCU. And then the next Batman movie is the Brave and the Bold movie. And it's Robert Pattinson playing the role. It could be as simple as that. Whether Muschietti gets it and then Matt Reeves is like a producer on it or something like that, I don't know. But, I mean, it's a shame that Muschietti's got to pay for The Flash. Like I said, it's not, it's unfair to him. But it's looking like he's not going to get to do a Batman movie. Yeah. But Superman, on the other hand, could show up and boom, and then all this changes. And then I would think that definitely means there's no Brave and the Bold Batman movie. There is only Matt Reeves' Batman. Because a lot of their bankable product is this, let's just go back doing Batman movies and forget about this DC Universe stuff. It could very well be. So, anyway, just a few tidbits that adds a whole lot more credence to the concept. Yeah, that appears to be the case.